The internet hates Palmetto State Armory AKs. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average PSA AK tester that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we are going to be discussing the Palmetto State Armory AK and why the internet, in my opinion, is wrong about the PSA AK Part 2. Now, before we even get into this, I want you guys to go down in the comments below and I want you to explain your actual physical experiences with the PSA AK. If you don't have any experiences personally with the PSA AK, thank you for your opinions, right? I know there's a lot of Reddit opinions out there of guys saying, well, I have a buddy of mine, insert anecdote here. I have this buddy that lives 3,000 miles away that told me that he never had a reliable AK from PSA in his life. So what I would like for you guys to do right now is go down in the comments below and let me know what your actual personal experiences have been with the PSA AKs. If you have none, then just simply say, I have no experience. And then you can go ahead and sarcastically list a story where a buddy told you that it can't go more than one round without firing or something crazy. Now, this video is going to be a little bit in response to a lot of people were just hating on PSA, and that's acceptable, right? I understand that. Trust me. I have hated on PSA myself a ton, but a lot of guys will see the PSA AK and they will immediately default to their favorite YouTuber's last known opinion about the gun. Crazy, right? So what I am kind of wanting to make this video about is what I have seen recently from a buddy of mine, Lemon Grenade, talking about why he doesn't like the PSA AKs. Now, I'm going to briefly summarize his points. He's saying, and let me know if he ever sees this, if I misspeak. In summary, he is saying that guns are not going to last more than 10,000 rounds. For the consumer that wants to shoot the gun and have it last to 10,000 rounds or past 10,000 rounds, this is a bad gun. He's saying that the internal parts will not survive past 10,000 rounds. He's saying they're unsafe to shoot because they will fail a no-go gauge and a field gauge past 5,000 rounds. He's saying that he has never seen one. He's talking about his experiences with a PSA AK that got to 7,000 rounds and how it had all kinds of issues and this, that, and the third. Now, I respect Lemon Grenade, okay? This is not a hate piece or anything like that towards him. I respect his opinions. But when I see him overinvest, right? When I see him overinvest in a certain gun, and this has been a long time, right, that I've seen him kind of overcommit to the PSA product. So when I see him overanalyze or kind of target inadvertently, potentially, he's kind of targeting the PSA AK because that's his niche. He's an AK guy, right? He's a AK autist is what he refers to himself as. And when I see him overcommit to one gun, I think it might be a little bit of prejudice or bias at some point. Now, I know that he is only trying to protect his followers from buying a bad product, what is in his opinion a bad product, but so I'll just leave it at that. So again, this is not a hate piece towards Lemon Grenade. Love the dude, love his content. When I see him hyper fixating on the PSA AKs, I think it deserves more discussion because his opinion holds more weight than I think he knows. So what I'm trying to show you here, this gun is at 4,000 rounds. This is a PSA AK pistol, okay? This is only pink. This muzzle device and the barrel under it is only pink because I got the gun so hot it changed the actual spray paint that we put on the gun. This gun is at 4,000 rounds. What I'm showing you is what a lot of guys are saying is bad. There's the deformation right here. Now, I've had AK experts, autists tell me that this deformation and this mushrooming will cease at this point and will not get any worse. You guys will have to let me know down below. But this is the only point of, I would say, excessive wear that we have seen is what you're looking at right now with that mushrooming. Other than that, I have not noted any ridiculous signs of wear at the 4,000 round mark. So why am I saying all this? Why are we talking about the PSA AK again? And why in a minute, am I going to put a vote up if we should do an AK-103 test from PSA, is this. When I see the internet hyperfixate and go after a certain product, I think it's hilarious. But when I get different results, I think it's important to note that I am getting different results than what the hive mind on the internet is saying is the expectation for example, a PSA AK or a PSA dagger or whatever the case, right? Whatever the product, doesn't have to be a PSA product. But when I'm getting a different result, but I see people so adamantly going against or bashing said product, that opens up, I guess, some concern in my mind where at what point is it just a hive mind of hate, and at what point is it warranted, right? So I guess the question is this for you guys. Would you, now that I'm covered in carbon, would you like me to do a long-term test, a 5,000 round dedicated burn down test, the same way we did with the Ruger RXM, the same way we did with the Tatiana, the PSA dagger, the same way we did with all of my shadow systems, the same way we did with the that we have done and we're going to do again in a better format with the Staccato and with the PSA FN rifle, saber rifle. Do you want a dedicated AK-103 video series where I document every single round fired and I show you at 1,000 rounds increments on the AK-103? It would be a GF5/AK-103, whatever their most, I guess, Russian duty copy would be, the GF5 AK-103. You guys know what I'm talking about, okay? It would be whatever would be the most basic bone stock version. That's what we would test. So let me know down below, should we test that gun? And also let me know, is the hate towards the AK, the PSA AK, is it warranted, or is it just a hive mind of people kind of just snowballing into everyone hates it, so let's all hate it together? Just let me know your thoughts down below. Again, Lemon Grenade, love your stuff. If you ever see this, love your content, dude. I just think maybe you're a little bit hyper fixated on the AK product. I know you're trying to help your audience. You're trying to make sure they don't buy a bad product in your opinion, but I would encourage you to do a community poll and ask your people how many rounds of 5.45 or 7.62x39 are you shooting per year. Most of your guys are going to tell you they only shoot 1,000 rounds per year. Guess what? That's a decade-long home defense rifle from PSA. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for being here, guys. Hit the like button, comment down below, and until next time, this will be Trench Grenade, your average Palmetto State Armory AK testing, potentially enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Signing out. Cheers.